Okay, everybody, we're back. So this is just going to be going over everything I did with this unit and how I built it. This is not a tear down build or a put it back together build. This is just showing you what I did, and that way you can get a gif of what I did. And then later on, like I said, I'm going to be doing a tear down and rebuild, but I just wanted so some of the viewers can, if they wanted to do it, they could do it themselves. So basically I started out with a piece of sheet metal. I built my box, square box, welded it, tack welded it all together, made sure it all fit. Didn't fully weld it, just tacked it. Put a hinge on, welded hinges, welded these are welded on. Welded those on, welded some clips on. These are welded on hinges, like I said. So basically what I did with this bike is I made a half moon shaped motor mount on both sides. The other side's a little different because it was just one I had from another build, and I just used it instead of building another one. This is out of 1/4 inch steel. Bolted it in. As you can see here from this back little guard metal plate that they have on for the chain guard, about a 1/2 inch away from the motor. Gotta swipe this real quick because I think there's something on the screen. A little fuzzy for some reason. Anyways, okay, so yeah, so built that. I actually welded this motor mount. I welded the motor mount. You want the motor. Some people put the motor on a slider so you can slide it back and forth. You're more than welcome to do that, but these motors got so much torque. If you put 4 bolts into a plate to be able to move back and forth and bolt it onto a plate, that's fine. But you know, it's still, I like mine preferably welded to the frame, so my motor mount's attached to the frame solid. This motor don't move a muscle. It doesn't move anything. So as a chain gets stretched out, I have it super tight too. These, I don't run these things with a loose chain to where you can move it like you're supposed to. Blah blah blah. The bottom's supposed to move a certain amount. Now, electric motors, I don't care what anybody says. I keep my chains tight. It's quieter. Make sure I don't skip a chain because there's so much torque. But as it gets stretched out, like I was saying, I just take and tighten it up a little bit. And I bought aftermarket things here, so this would be a little stronger than the ones came with it. What you're looking at here, actually, this is a 54 tooth TTR 125 428 sprocket, 54 tooth. It actually came off of my TTR that I have back here. In the next video, you're going to see how I put that together, because I'm going to kind of go over that also. But anyways, so this is the QS 138 90H V3 non-gear reducted motor, okay? That's from QS. Let's see, this is a Far Driver 72530 black edition with Bluetooth control, so you can connect to your app and you can control it however you want. Go up underneath here so you can see. So I've got it wired up. So basically what I did is I wired it up, and I'm gonna show you here in a second what I did, because last time I showed you this, there was a big giant red thing here. All the wires were hanging down and I didn't have no place in this. I was gonna put a box here. Well, instead of having the Far Driver long ways here, right here where I had it, I turned it long ways here, which will give more airflow for the air to cool off it. That switch I had for the, I wish things were better here. The switch I had here, let's see, the switch I have underneath here, this is the high beam, low beam, blinkers, and horn. Well, that's just sitting there. It's tied up for now. Okay, so to get rid of all the wiring and stuff, what I did was I wanted to use this compartment in this gas tank for storage. Well, I decided not to, because I'm not going to keep anything in that gas tank storage, because it's just going to bounce around and make noise. So unless I lined it with some kind of liner. So what I decided to do, instead of taking the taking it and you already kind of grasp what I'm about to say. I took all the wiring and put it in here. It's jumbled up in there, so just letting you know, this is all the wiring for the entire thing. If everybody knows how to wire these things by now, just watching these videos, I'm not going to go through a wiring situation because there's a lot to it, but I'll show you the directions in a minute of how I wired this. And if you want to pause and look at it, you're more than welcome, but I got my key in there for now. I have on order a push button. I'm going to put a push button right here so I can push it on and off instead of having a key. Remember, the harnesses are 72 volts. They're not 12 volt harnesses. They're 72 volt harnesses. So most of these wires got 72 volts going to them. So like in return, my ignition here has 72 volts running through this ignition. I don't understand how they can do that with such small wires and stuff. But anyways, I don't know about that. But what I do know is I had to order a 120 volt to 220 volt AC instead of DC push button plug power button, because I don't trust putting a 12 volt max one on this because it's 72 volts, and I think that will burn up one of those push buttons. So I didn't do that. It'll burn up the light that's in the switch, all that. So what I did is I took this off. I put one hole in the back here. I put one hole on the top, and then I ran the wiring loom wires from the far driver. I ran the far driver's wiring loom straight up inside this box. Once it went in the box, then I connected the whole entire wiring loom harness inside here. Plugged it in here. Then in the front, everything that comes from the front handle goes up into the hole that I did up in there. So I did another hole up front here. Those all go up inside, and all the wiring loom and harness for the front end connects there. So that got rid of all that. Yeah, so getting back to the box, if you can see, I just tack welded it together. I don't have to be fully tacked. I left it actually untacked, not fully welded, but tacked. And the reason why I did that is because I want room to air to breathe through these cracks. I want water moisture to be able to leak out and get out of there if anything does ever get into it. But you can do whatever you want with it. Anyways, yes, I do have a bunch of different size bolts here. This was just built here. And this is the other bracket I was telling you about. It looks janky, I ain't gonna lie, but it works. Now, 1/2 inch motor right there, that's about a 1/2 inch there. But I got these bolts for all different kinds because I just used what I had in the garage when I was building it the other day. I'm gonna get matching bolts and all that, probably take everything apart, get everything powder coated, different colors, so you can see each individual thing that I did. But here, I'm going to just show you things like this, you know, like that. And I'm just going to show you some stuff so you can pause if you want. Those wires go around, come back down, go to the motor. I've got the hall sensor going up with it. It's plugged in. There's my springs that I was telling y'all about in the last videos on the back seat. This thing's actually pretty comfortable. I lowered the air pressure in the tire a little bit just because I wanted it to be just a little different, softer ride. So it turns out pretty good. Yeah, so this is the mini bike build setup that I did with the mini bike. And like I said, I'm going to have a video in the future of the breakdown of everything. All right, so so y'all can see how it was built and what I did to build it and how each piece bolts on and everything. I will be still doing that at this moment right now, and I'm looking for those paperwork I said I'd show you. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna black out the screen for a minute. And then I'm gonna give you, okay, so now, if you wanna, this is what they send you when you buy these motors. So I'm gonna lay all this out, look at each picture for you, and you can pause on it if you want. This tells you basically what I got for this, and what I'm using and how I'm using it. So, all right, here we go. This is the wiring harness coming from the far driver. Now you get this when you buy one of these units. And it tells you everything you need to know of the wiring harness, the wiring loom. And if you buy it from the person that I tell y'all, new New something, I can't think of the name, New Beeb or something. I'll have to look them up, but if you buy it from them, they send you it. They're on eBay. They send you all this stuff with it, and they help you if you need help, you know, figuring out how to wire it up. But it's pretty simple. What I did is I looked at each wire color, the color, coordinate into each one of the pigtails, went through it, and just remember to plug this with that color wire to that one to that one, you know, just kind of go through it and everything. And that's all I did. But that's it. If you want to, you know, pause on that and look at that. Each wiring loom that they send you is different. So this loom might not match your loom. There might be another loom. This is a wiring diagram for the handle twist grip one. This one's still the twist grip. I also bought this particular, that's the far driver that I bought. Okay, that is the ND MBFT5. That's the screen display I bought. That's the mainline wiring harness. Don't pay attention to foot throttle. That was something I added in for the dune buggy in the future. And these are all things that came with it. DC converter, reverse switch. I bought a reverse switch because I wanted to have reverse on this thing. And yes, it does have reverse. Blinkers, flash, horn. It has all that stuff. I just haven't showed you the reverse on it, but it does have a reverse. Let me back up real quick. I'll show you the reverse. So I got it as a switch. Boom, boom. Just push it and turns on and off. But that makes it to where if I'm on a hill or I need to go back on an area that's muddy and I don't want to try to drag this thing out of the mud or drag this thing up a hill backwards, I can put it in reverse and it gives me a little assistance. With the app, you can turn the RPMs up. I think it comes at like 500, which is too slow. So I turned it up at 900 on the reverse RPM. You can turn it all the way up to normal. If you could drive backwards as fast as you're driving forward, you can do it. I mean, I wouldn't, but you can do it anyways. So, and just for y'all to know what I've been running this in, I'm not sponsored by any of these people by all means, but I'm gonna just put the name out there because it's good. I got 3 of these batteries and they work really wonderful and haven't had any problems with them, and I beat them up. I mean, I beat them up and they still work really well. So this here is a 72 volt 40 amp hour to 288 watt hours. As you can see, I was told this is 150 BMS battery management system inside of it. I personally took off the plugs that come with it because I don't like the little small plugs that they use. I use QS. Let's see here, 600 amp burst QS8 V2s. I use these because they're golden. They don't pop. They don't snap when you plug them together. You don't have all that, oh my God, sparks flying across the room. Scare you when you plug it in. These don't have that. And they transfer the power wonderfully. They don't get hot. Recommend them. Highly recommend them. But these are the batteries I got. They don't make these particularly. This is Union Pack. They don't make this particular size battery anymore. They only make the 20 amp hour battery, but soon, hopefully, they'll have them back in stock. I want to personally get a few more of them, but they won't make them right now, they said, and they don't plan on making them at this moment, so I don't know exactly why, but I love these batteries, and they're on everything. So, yeah, so I was going to do 2 videos back-to-back here, and I'm going to. So my next video will be my TTR breakdown, same exact thing I just did with this. I'm going to just point out same stuff on that and let you see what I did on that to get that done. You've already paid attention to the past videos on my Raptor. I'm sorry everything's covered up, but I put a new battery box here so that way I have one in the back and one in the middle. Took the battery out of the gas tank area and had it here so I can take these 3 batteries I have and I can interchange them between all three units. But stay tuned. Thank you for watching. I mean, I've really helpful. The more y'all like and more y'all subscribe to this stuff, share with your friends. Thank you for watching. I'm got like, I think something like 50 or 60,000 people that actually are watching this, but like maybe a fraction of 1% of y'all are actually subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. hit that like bell. Thank you. More videos up front. I mean, more videos soon. Anyways, thanks.